Hello, welcome. I'll just quickly show you the colours before I start the painting. We've got ultramarine, cad yellow, Payne's grey, alizarin crimson, raw sienna, burnt umber and light red. They're all listed in the descriptions. We have the large Ron Ranson Hake brush and 15 by 11 Fabriano watercolour paper. So I'm going to start off with a big Hake brush, some clear water, and I'm just going to cover the paper all over. Stop it doing all crinkly and horrible. And I'm going to dip the brush in the hairs, there's hairs into the water, just to bring them all back together again. Whack a bit of raw sienna on there, just for a bit of background colour. Then I'm going to go ultramarine, a bit of Payne's grey, make it a bit more moody. Brushing a bit from that side, a bit more ultramarine. And just have a quick 20 seconds of going mad. Just to get lots of nice random effects. But I'm conscious that I'm not just going mad and covering it all up, I'm leaving that lit area down the centre just to create a sense of light. So I'm just darkening, there's going to be some water down the bottom, so that's enough of that, I think. I'm just going to suggest a few little clouds in and there. I'll do that a little bit too slightly darker than I wanted to. It's just pop down some little clouds down there. And I think I'm fairly happy with that, I think. So I'm going to give that a quick, oops, hang on, I'm just keeping an eye on these bits that are dripping down. I'm just looking for any bits of paint that's coming down. What I'm doing, I'm just catching them and just turning them into clouds. Anyway, I can't see anything else. Watch the reservoir build up at the bottom of the paper. Dab, 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 dab. These are just little clouds down by the horizon line. Let's give it a quick dry. I'll do for that. Paper stretch a little bit, might stretch a little bit more by the time I finish, but I'm just going to pull it tight so it's flat against the easel with these little clips, and then I'm good to go again. So I don't think I'll be using too many more colours in this one, so I'm just going to mix a bit of grey, a bit of blue, a bit of raw sienna in there as well, so I've got the same colours I've just used in the sky. And I think I was going to, actually I'm going to use the flat brush, because this is like a sort of, like a harbour type thing, harbour walls. So I'm just going into those same colours. I've got plenty of water on the brush. I'm just going to pull down. I'm just looking for sort of building shapes and coming all the way across to where, so something like maybe something in this way as well. A bit of raw sienna in there just to change it slightly. Little bit of detail, I don't even know what this is, but some things going up there, and then there's like a few little rocks or something over there. on that side. Now I'm switching back to the paintbrush. I'm more familiar ground now with this brush. Sweep that round there. Oh, it's all gone a bit dry, so I just dip the tips into the water just to bring all the hairs together and loosen the paint up a little bit. Let's pop a few little more. Just connect there like that. And just little dips and dabs. Bring that round there like that. I'm going to stop short because I don't want that coming the same. Bring that out as far as that one there. Right, that Payne's grey is really darkening, especially see why I'm deliberately putting the dark bits right across these light bits there. It looks as if the light's just sort of sparkling on the water. In fact, I'm going to bring this right the way around, I think. Bring it right the way around. All the way around there. Right then, piece of card. Let's just get a piece of card. It's just slightly stretched slightly. It's not quite flat. Just want to make sure it's dead flat against the board, otherwise you can't really scrape properly. I'll just check, see if it's too much water. No, I think that's okay. I'm just going to put a few, this is like a sort of harbour wall, so I'm just going to put a few rocks against the wall. And I'm doing it left-handed. I'm not normally on right-handed, but I'm doing it with my left because imagine the light's coming down there and just catching the right-hand side of these rocks. A few little. These are just a little bit too wet at the moment, so you can always dry it. If you dry it, make sure you'll very quickly go from wet to too dry. Let's see if that's alright. That's a bit better now. It's not filling in. If it's too wet, it'll just fill in. If it's too dry, then you won't have to scrape anything. I'm a bit conscious I'm overdoing the scraping, so scrape that, I'm just going to fill that in, I think. I'll just leave the odd little thing here and there, that'll do. Right, now I need a boat, so I'm going to switch to my little flat brush, and I'm going to go into those same colours, a bit of raw sienna, ultramarine, Payne's grey, nice and dark. I'm going to put a boat somewhere about there, I think. And then put a big mast up there. Let's get this. Some sort of reflection down there. Reflect the mast down into the water. Let's just put it a little bit higher. So there's a little boat just sailing out of the harbour, and then I just need a couple of little seagulls. And quite dark in colour. Put them in this light area there so they stand out. One, two, let's have another one there. And then finally I'm just going to stick my name down. And then call this one finished. So Let's see what it looks like with the mount on. So here's our finished painting in the mount, so let's go and have a closer look at it. I think I only used the 3 colours for this. You can see the raw sienna underneath, and then it was ultramarine and a bit of Payne's grey to create the sort of darker colours in the sky. But you can see how watercolour dries a lot lighter than it is when it's wet, because as I was putting it on, I can remember it looked a hell of a lot darker than that. But you can see where I've continued this sort of light, well, it's sort of raw sienna all the way down the centre of the scene, and then brushed in from the sides, the sort of darker sections. I've then silhouetted this harbour wall against the light sky, scraped in a few little rocks here and there, and then a few dibs and dabs with a brush. It's just where like the sort of water is just reflecting off the light, just reflecting off the water and the muddy banks here and there. The beach, it sweeps round here. I was conscious I'd already done a bit of scraping there, so I thought I'd be overdoing it if I did too much here, so I painted over most of them, just left the odd one poking through. Got a little bit of balance there on the right, just try and balance it out a bit, and then our focal point there, we got the little boat put in right against the lightest bit, as dark as I could to silhouette it, just for maximum contrast. And then our little birds flying over the harbour. Well, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to carry on painting. You'll be able to watch that over on Patreon. You'll see the link in the description if you'd like to join me over there. But until next time, thanks for watching. Keep practicing. Any questions, please ask, and I'll see you again soon.